Today, let us take some time to study the Word of God with the sermon titled, "The Gospel of the Kingdom of Heaven Never Fails." In the world, people try to do something with the will to succeed, but they often fail. However, the gospel of the kingdom of heaven never fails. The reason it never fails is because God is the one who made the gospel and taught his children. The Bible compares the gospel to seed, and in Matthew chapter 13, there is the parable of the sower. The gospel is likened to a seed. Have you seen an apple seed? Just by looking at the seed, we do not know how it will be transformed. It is the same with our gospel. Thus, what must we do to bear the fruits of the gospel? We must plant the seed. God said, "I will make them sprout, I will make them trees, and I will make the branches bear fruit. I will carry out all the process." Then, what should we do? When we asked God, God said, "Plant it and water it." He meant, you must at least put efforts to plant it and water it. Then, your joy will be full when the seed grows into a tree and bears fruit. We cannot achieve 100% success in all things in this world, but the gospel of the kingdom of heaven never fails. The characteristic of the gospel of the kingdom of heaven is that whoever sows generously will also reap generously, and whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. That is why our gospel never fails, no matter where the seeds of the gospel are sown. Have you been to Alaska and seen an igloo, a house made of ice? We have never been to Alaska. However, what did God do? Once we planted the seed of the gospel, the church was established. Even in the village of Seratung, in the high mountains of the Himalayas, what did God do even if you never set foot there? As the seed of the gospel was sown, didn't the members build the church buildings on their own and keep worship services? Also, in the jungle of the Amazon, starting with the chief, even the people who live there receive the gospel of God and are keeping worship services to God, aren't they? The seed of the life of the gospel of God has been sown there and is growing graciously. When we see this, we can confirm that surely our gospel never fails. Let's say I planted a seed of an apple tree. If I use physical force to pull it up to the top to make it grow faster, can it sprout, turn into a tree, and bear fruit overnight? It is not something we can do. It is something that God, who made the seed, does. Apostle Paul also explained about the gospel in the early church, saying, "I diligently planted the seeds. Apollos followed me and kept watering them." He meant, the one who waters and the one who plants are important. But if God does not make them grow, what is the point of planting and watering? Aren't they all in vain? Let's see 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6. "I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God made it grow. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only who? God, who makes things grow. The man who plants and the man who waters have one purpose, and each will be rewarded according to his own labor." God promised to give us blessings and rewards for our hard work. Everyone, whether the gospel is preached by Apostle Paul or Peter, or by someone who is unknown, Our gospel cannot be destroyed once it is planted and preached. Therefore, what should we do with this gospel? We must plant it a lot.